kind of doesn't believe in that. People told me in the army wasn't a status quo thing, and some people will still say that. But it's the best way to get my back up and say that's not a status quo thing. I remember being told by somebody in a record company in around about when was Proposing, I've forgotten. But we made two. They said QUO could never sell an album unless they tour. And what? What do you mean? I hate that sort of can't I watch? So I think we did 2 albums, and there was one album we had to prove the point, I suppose, that we could sell records and not on the back of a tour necessarily. I don't think it's quite that way these days, which is why I suppose I've got a tour, but I can't see it as a tour. And people keep saying to me, what's it like to have a solo career? I don't have one yet. I'm tapping me feet. I don't have a solo career yet. I have a career at work. My day job's a career. I don't know what this will be. It may just fizzle out in 2 weeks. I may find it totally, I may get bored with it, but it's interesting me at the moment. I enjoy working with these guys. It's new people. It's everything everybody told me that it would be, you know. Not a lot from what I can tell, other than mainly, obviously, Rick's guitar, Rick's input, or those players, John Edwards is now such a firm part of the band, and Andrew Bound, they've been in the band so long, so it doesn't have that influence. And now you're making me think what I think. What am I doing this for? What for? It's an ego thing, probably. I don't know. I can't give you valid reasons why I'm doing it, other than I have the songs and songs. And it's too late now. I'm one of those people. Once I'm committed, that's it. I'm committed. I can't back out. I won't do that. I've committed, and I knew that once I committed with record company and my manager and so on, and Live Nation, the gigs, and I'm not one of those people who just says, I know, I'm committed now. And they know that. Both my testicles are in there now. Can you hear them? Oh, I can feel them. I'm cacking my pants. It's great at rehearsals. I'm enjoying myself. We've been in rehearsal a couple of weeks, and I just said to Leon, the drummer, that I'll be all enthused now. Get home tonight and think, it's not rehearsed enough, And I'll do it tomorrow. I think, no, it's fine. So it's probably at the point where you need to put it in front of people. And we are, which I've said to you before, status quo, hit any act. We're all kind of insecure little show-offs, Don't make me do that, but no, you are watching me, aren't you? There's that contradiction going on in me all the time, and I know there are many people like me. Not all of us, but most of us in show business, films, whatever. There's this kind of insecure show-off thing, but but you are looking at me, and that seems to be going on in my life since I can remember. He keeps picking on my feet. If he picks them, I'm going to hit him. I remember at primary school thinking that there was something in me that wanted to kind of be the centre of attention, but at the same time not. And I think that still goes, and it drives me insane. Why do I need to do this? But I do. I mean, that insecure somewhere that needs to sit here with you and say, oh, look, you're talking to me, you're listening to me, and you're making me... I'm doing the Francis Rossi, you're doing the director, doing the interview questions, so we're both validating each other. It's too deep. Next. You know which ones they are, but I've got to say on camera. One Step at a Time is my favourite track, and I wrote with a guy called Guy Johnson, who came to my house when he was about 19, ever such a nice chap. And he was 19 or 20, and he came to the door, and it's how he got there, I don't know, but I answered the door. He said, hello, Mr. Rossi, I write songs. It was, congratulations, and will you listen to it? I said, well, and he came in, and they played this thing, and I really tore it apart. I said, that's wrong, that's shite, that's wrong, that's shite. See ya, and then he came back, and he'd listened to everything I'd said, and I really got into, cut a long story, I got into working, and I like his material. And every now and again we write a couple of songs, and we wrote this one, One Step at a Time, and Here I Go for this album. They weren't initially for this album. They weren't initially for anything. But now, One Step at a Time, I have certain tracks over the years that I don't care who likes them and who doesn't. And it's one of the joys I was explaining to Nicholas, my son, this morning on the way in, that there's the odd song over your career that, I don't care what anybody thinks of that. I just need to, and there's something really wrong with that too, and I'm getting rapturous about listening to myself. He's off himself, And that's One Step at a Time is like that. All we really want to do is like that. So maybe Margarita's like that. Certain songs, I just don't care who doesn't like them. And most of your songs, please like my song. You know, you do like this one, don't you? I asked you as soon as you came in, much one. Oh, good, he likes that one, good. He likes the same as me. So it's still this insecure, but there's just a handful of songs over the, if we can call them songs, that I don't care who wants them. I love them to death. And that's one small thing that you take out of this for yourself, and it's very much myself. One step at a time I could listen over and over. And Amy, the girl I used to sing, and my girl Amy, she... the little opera in the chorus, and I just hear her do that, and I'm just solid gone. So every now and again I play it, and I'm okay again. Then you can carry on. But that's, you know, one would like all of one's music to be that way. That's that Prince Charles thing creeping in one. But I'd like all of my songs to be that way. That everybody would love them, and it would, you know, you still keep trying to make this Hotel California or that one album that everyone says that's, and most of us are never going to make them, but we keep trying. I've just tapped my foot to keep in time with the music. No, sorry. Well, we did another version, the kind of original version of Caroline. And I thought, this is a couple of years ago, I was thinking about it and thinking what would be really, you know, the crucial thing in any set is what you open and finish with, really. And I couldn't think of anything to open with, really. And the ultimate song to open with, Caroline's such a... I thought, well, I can't do that. And then one night I just recorded it, a version of it. It made me smile straight away. I thought, can you imagine opening with that? We've opened, Status Quo have opened with that for years. And I can see, but he's not going to open with that thing, is he? Yes, he is. But it's, to me, it's kind of cheeky because it's not as we do it, and it's in its original state. And I feel quite, again, short hair thinks he's being wild, playing Caroline, he thinks he's being wild. No, he's just playing Caroline. And Claudie's in there, which has been all along an old-time favourite of mine. And various other songs, Polly, All We Really Want to Do, which is a favourite of mine. I can't get one step in there at the moment, probably because bottom goes when, no, that's my foot, my bottom's here. It goes like that, and I get very nervy about that song. I've never played anything that slow before, I don't think. But we will try it. We were going to try it for you today, but you went out. You were looking at the backing singers, remember? I'm not going to tell everybody chase the backing singers up to the canteen. No, I don't want to talk about them. I can't stand them. Oh, I see. We have a star in the band, Leon Cave, the drummer. He's got the star's name before he starts. We have Francis Rossi, nepotism. We have Freddie Edwards, nepotism. We have a friend of mine from well, not that long ago, he won't want me to say that, Gary Twigg, a bass player, and Paul Hirsch, Mr. Paul Hirsch, we call him, who I think is Donkey's Knob. Can't say Donkey's Knob on camera, can I? And we have Amy and Amber at the moment, not the three girls we saw today, but one of them.